It's Your Home and Life on 970 WGTK.
Hello again. Welcome. It is Your Home and Life, and we're sitting here on the cusp of the holidays. And that's a high-stress time of year for many of us, but do not panic, because we have a guest with us today who can fix it. Any questions, any problems, any ideas, pick up the phone, and Peggy Stevens is right at the other end to make the image, to make whatever it is you're doing go smoothly. Peggy, hello, welcome.
Good morning.
Great to see you again.
Thank you, too.
Now, we used to deal with each other when you were with Brown-Forman.
That's right.
And we used to talk about Derby entertaining all the time.
All the time, yes.
That's where we came into contact before. But now you're out there on your own doing for John Q. Public and Jane Q. Public what you used to do for one of the larger corporations in town, are you not?
We are.
So in a nutshell, what is it exactly that you can do?
Well, Peggy Stevens and Associates is really an image branding and experiential marketing company. And basically what that means is we work with people and we work with places on their image. Mm-hmm. On the people side of the fence, we work a lot with employees, executives on personal development of their brand. For example, etiquette and protocol skills. We work with presentation training, and also, more importantly, your overall visual presence of image and how to develop that. On the place side of the fence, we work with a lot of corporations and tourist attractions to really understand how their consumers are being received on a hospitality level, on an aesthetics level, the way your office is laid out, anything and everything that makes your image what it is.
Right. And you know how people react to certain things, and you can say, wait, I mean, even something as simple as that chair shouldn't be there, or, you shouldn't wear that tie to this particular meeting, that type of thing.
That's exactly right. And people would be surprised, especially companies, because when we walk into the office, you form an impression immediately before you even meet the first person. And sometimes that impression starts in the parking lot, and how easy it is to park. Then you come in and you see the reception desk and how it's decorated and the people that receive you. So all of these form real subliminal messages to a consumer. And so we try to help people develop the best impression.
Let's talk about, I guess, in this economy, there's probably a lot of executives who are looking for work. So what I imagine your point would be, your resume is not just what you need to present. You have an image of your own self that you need to present, because a lot of times the interviewer would make an impression of you just looking at you before they even read anything about your experience or talents or anything like that.
That's exactly right. And we like to call that impression management, because basically you're absolutely right. When you look at a resume, of course, that's paper, and you might look great on paper, but you still have to sell yourself in the interview. And for that matter, even if you're not out of work and trying to get that promotion, how to elevate your perception and your image so that people take you seriously, that you are credible, that you are polished professional.
You brought in a rather tasty treat that is not only delicious, but aesthetically pleasing. How important is it when you're entertaining to make sure that everything is aesthetically pleasing as well as fun to eat?
Well, we're big believers, of course, in that presentation actually makes food taste better. And what I mean by that is you can really do simple things. They don't always have to be really complicated recipes and really complicated foods. They can be very simple things, like what I brought to you today is simply pancetta, which is an Italian bacon that we cooked probably for about 8 minutes at the most, with a little dollop of goat cheese and then a slice of pear. And it's very elegant, but also very savory and flavorful. And the way we put it on the platter makes a difference too. Tying it up with a ribbon, a specialty looking platter. It just adds that extra image that you might want to escalate to.
Right. For holiday entertaining, are you very busy? I mean, do you do a lot of entertaining yourself, or are now you just so busy with consulting everyone else that you you have to hope you get invited to some of these parties because you don't have time at home.
Well, I would answer that question yes and yes. The yes part with our clients, of course, we're very busy at this time of year. And really, for that matter, any major event here in the city, like Derby, et cetera, we really work with our clients on developing and what I call master planning their home, for entertaining so that they're prepared. However, on the flip side of that, entertaining is my passion and image is my passion. And so I am very, very busy during the holidays because we have, I guess, 60 plus people at my home on Christmas Day, relatives.
Whoa.
Well, it's funny because it really has evolved. It used to be about 20. And then people started to bring their friends and family. And so now we have kind of the Kool-Aid house, if you will, where we open our doors during the holidays and just put food on the table. And it's kind of fish and loaves, if you will. It just keeps coming. Yeah. And but we love it. I wouldn't do it any other way.
Right.
And that is truly what makes Christmas for me.
And you don't have to call ahead for reservations. Just show up.
And that's what happens. People walk in the door and I might say, well, gosh, who is that exactly?
Yeah. Who are you?
Yeah, exactly. But everybody has a great time. And that's the spirit of Christmas,
right.
Is a welcoming home.
We're with Peggy No Stevens from Peggy No Stevens and Associates, and you are a image consultant, entertainment consultant. You put it very succinctly, and I apologize for not knowing, but you obviously worked on getting that little title that you've got there. So one more time, what is it you do?
We do image branding. And consulting.
And consulting.
And the experiential side that I mentioned, the experiential marketing, people aren't really familiar with the word experiential. And we take the word experiential even into our entertaining. What that means is sensory, sight, smell, taste, touch. How can you make your home, your office, your environment more aesthetically pleasing?
Not just for the short term, but over the long haul to make whatever adjustments need to be made.
That's right.
But now getting back to the fact that we're entering the holiday entertainment period, how important is it for a company to entertain at this time of year, and what should they do to make an impression?
Well, it's interesting because the one piece of advice that I give most corporations is to have a policy about holiday entertaining, because what happens all too often is that different departments separate and do their own things during the holidays, and you hear one person really being extravagant in a department and then another department maybe not celebrating so much. Right. And so consistency is key. And whether the corporation decides to have one large party to celebrate or maybe not a party and they do Christmas bonuses instead, or a turkey or a ham, in some occasions, the most important thing is to be consistent, for all the managers and executives to understand the policies, and also be creative and appreciative to your employees, because the bottom line of it doesn't matter what great food you serve, what great drinks you serve. The employee needs to know at the end of the day that they're appreciated during the holidays.
Right. And that's, I've got to come, you come from a corporate background.
I do.
And you work for a company that basically parties for a living. The folks over at Brown-Forman understand how to make a presentation. And did they learn that from you, or did you learn that from them?
Oh, goodness. I think a little bit of both.
Okay.
We certainly go back quite some time, to types of entertaining. But boy, Brown-Forman's doing it for a long time, and they do a wonderful job.
Right. How important is it for an individual to be concerned about the overall appearance, the aesthetics, the whole 9 yards of their home when they're having a holiday party?
Well, I don't know if the word would be concerned as much as putting your best foot forward. And really, it just takes good planning. So many people that come to us say, gosh, I want to entertain, but I just don't know how. I'm not sure what to do. And it's really just about being organized, breaking it down into small bite-sized pieces. It's what I call eating the elephant one bite at a time. Okay. And so that's why during the holidays, for example, we recommend, after Halloween is over, the first week in November, to start thinking about stocking your shelves, maybe your Christmas menu, your invites, who you want to have over during the holidays, because that is really, November is prime time for organizing and planning your different events. And we have quite a few suggestions of easy last minute entertaining, because there's always those people that might ring the doorbell at the last minute just to drop off a Christmas gift.
Right.
You might not have expected them. There may be someone who is passing through the city on their way to another destination. call you and decide, hey, can we just spend the night for a night and just spend a little time with you? So what we really find is that there are a lot of last minute guests coming to your home.
That's true. So you need to be prepared.
That's right.
And not flustered when that doorbell rings.
That's right.
Okay. Well, Peggy No Stevens and Associates is a company that can get you through the morass, I guess, of the entertaining problems that you may or may not run into. We've got a couple minutes together here, Peggy, right now, and this is what I like to refer to as the shameless self-promotion portion of the interview we have. So how can someone get in touch with you, and who should get in touch with you?
Well, we welcome, of course, employees and professionals who are really trying to develop their careers. They can reach us at www.peggynosstevens.com, and they can see kind of the varied areas that we focus on employee development. On the flip side of that, we also work with corporations and tourist attractions. And what we do is we like to audit the experience of the company or the tourist attraction and break it down into details so that we can help you develop the best customer service training, so we can help you develop the best environment for your employees. And so either one of those areas, we certainly help. As far as consumers go, we always welcome consumers, calls and messages, and of course, any questions that we can help them with in developing their image.
Terrific. So if your image needs work, and really between you and me, whose doesn't these days, except maybe Peggy's, online, the only way to get in touch? Is there an office with a phone number? Or
online is probably the best way to reach us, but let me tell you, even image consultants need image consultants.
Somewhere the chain's got to stop, Peggy.
Right.
There's got to be like image consultant to the stars somewhere up there. All right. Well, Peggy No Stevens, again, thank you very much for stopping by here. Great to see you again.
Thank you.
And good to see that you're doing what you're passionate about. It's always great when someone can take their passion and make a living from it.
Absolutely. It's been fabulous.
Fantastic. And one more time, what's the Peggy No Stevens?
It is www.peggynosstevens.com.
And that's N-O-E.
N-O-E.
All right. Peggy, great to see you again.
Thanks
for joining us in Your Home and Life.
Thank you.